At the very beginning of time, when only darkness and chaos existed, and the heavens and the earth had not yet been properly divided up, the universe resembled the shape of a large egg. And at the center of this egg, the first living creature one day came into being. After many thousands of years, when he had gathered sufficient strength and energy and had grown to the size of a giant, the creature, who gave himself the name of Pangu, awoke fully refreshed from his long rest and stood upright within his shell. He began to yawn very loudly and to stretch his enormous limbs, and as he did so, the walls of the egg were cracked open and separated into two even portions. The lighter, more fragile part of the egg floated delicately upwards to form the white silken sheet of the sky, while the heavier, more substantial part dropped downwards to form the Earth's crusty surface. Now, when Pangu observed this, he was happy and proud to have created some light in place of the darkness and chaos out of which he had emerged. But at the same time, he began to fear that the skies and the earth might fuse once more, and he stood and scratched his huge head, pondering a solution to the problem. And after he had thought things through for quite a while, he decided that the only way to keep the two elements at a safe distance from each other was to place his own great bulk between them. So, he took up his position, heaving and pushing upwards against the sky with his hands, and pressing downwards into the earth with all the weight of his massive feet, until a reasonable gap had been formed. For the next 18,000 years, Pangu continued to push the earth and sky apart, growing taller and taller every day, until the gap measured some 30,000 miles. And when this distance between them had been established, the sky grew firm and solid, and the earth became securely fixed far beneath it. Pangu then looked around him, and seeing that there was no longer any danger of darkness returning to the universe, he felt at last that he could lay down and rest, for his bones ached and he had grown old and frail over the years. Breathing a heavy sigh, he fell into an exhausted sleep, from which he never awoke. But as he lay dying, the various parts of his vast body were miraculously transformed to create the world as we mortals know it today. Pangu's head became the mountain ranges. His blood became the rivers and streams. The hairs on his head were changed into colorful and fragrant blossoms, and his flesh was restored to become trees and soil. His left eye was transformed into the sun, and his right eye became the moon. His breath was revived in the winds and the clouds, and his voice resounded anew as thunder and lightning. Even his sweat and tears were put to good use, and were transformed into delicate droplets of rain and sweet-smelling morning dew. And when people later came to inhabit the earth, they worshipped Pangu as a great creator, and displayed the utmost respect for all the natural elements, believing them to be his sacred body, spread out like a carpet before them beneath the blue arch of the heavens.